How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it.
My name is Jonathan Gillum.
And this is The Experts. This is Jonathan Gillum, and this is The Experts on Facebook Live, Twitter, and YouTube. And this here's old Rico. Been by my side almost oppressively since I've been injured. Won't leave me alone. He's a good dude, though. But I just wanted to give an update on how I'm doing, and I wanted to talk real quick about Apple's commercial that I just saw while I was laying in bed today. So I figured, you know what, I'll come on, I'll do a few minutes. I'll talk about that commercial in between doses of pain medication, and and then I'll get back in the bed. So why don't we do that, right? You want to talk about that? Should we do that? All right. You just relax here. I'll get it started. All right, let's go to our first episode of The Experts since the major scooter crash, which I've been told you might not want to mention that, but hey, it is what it is. We got 18-year-old Jack Russell, we got scooters, we have crashes. It is what it is. Let's do it. Say goodbye. You're making me sweat. He's like a hot water dog. Hot water bottle dog. Hold on. Gets tricky. An old invalid dog. And an invalid frogman. So if you see me fidgeting, it's because it's hard to get this leg comfortable. So I think I showed everybody what they did. I showed this the other day. I'll show it one more time. They went into my leg and let's see here if this light's turned down low enough. They went into my leg and they resutured where you can see that the quadricep tendon was torn. But what this picture doesn't show is that it wasn't a neat tear like this. It was halfway up my thigh. So they had to cut my thigh about 3 or 4 inches above my kneecap, grab that whole tendon and pull it down and re-sew it to my kneecap. So there you go. But recovery is last night was brutal. I think I tweeted last night at about, I don't know, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I could not sleep. I had to sit on my couch with my leg up on I used to have recliners in here, like on Friends. I had 2 recliners. I got rid of them. I got a small couch. It's a small New York apartment. Man, I wish I had those recliners back. But so I have a table, and I took a piece of wood, and I made a makeshift recliner for my leg. So I was sitting there. My pain was at like a level 8. And all night I would go in and out, almost like of consciousness. It was so bad. But I just kept thinking about people that have chronic pain. Man, I feel bad. No, I shouldn't say I feel bad for them. I feel empathy for them. And it's a hard circumstance when somebody has chronic pain. This isn't going to be chronic pain that I know of. But I've met people who have chronic pain, whether it be in their back or other things with their joints and stuff. And they can't live without these drugs, but at the same time, the drugs can become something that keeps them holding on to that pain. So it's a tightrope to walk, and I feel for people, and I just want everybody to know that I'm thinking about you. If you have, I've had tons of people write me since I wrote that tweet last night and put it out on Instagram and Facebook, and it's my heart goes out to you because, like, look, I go through SEAL training. It was tough. It sucked. For me, it was 10 months long because I got recycled for doing something stupid. But I was there, and you get out and you graduate and you move forward. But people who have chronic pain, they have no choice when it starts and when it ends. And to live with something like that, even at like a level 6 out of 10 pain, but something that's constant, whew, that's just rough. It's rough. I'm sweating right now because of the pain. So I can imagine what people that have to deal with this on a daily basis is like. So my heart goes out to you. So that's it. Probably will get better. Today is a tremendous difference from yesterday, probably because we changed my pain meds around. And one lesson learned is don't be afraid to ask your doctor if you can adjust the pain meds, because when you have an injury like this, they'll give you this prescription because they give that to everybody. But if it's not working for you, you got to tell them, because you don't want this pain to get ahead of you, because you won't be able to get back ahead of it. So I'm like literally waking up every 2 hours and switching between Percocet and Motrin or ibuprofen, and I go back and forth every 2 hours. So it's on a 4-hour window. I take one every 4 hours. I take the other one every 4 hours, but they're adjusted by 2 hours. So and you got to stay on that. So I just have all my alarms set on my phone, and as you can see, I'll pull them up right here. I've got to redo them now, but these are all the alarms from today when I had to, I have to take my medicine. That'll go on all night. So just remember that. You stay ahead of it. Now, I'm going to talk more about this in the coming weeks, about the VA. I know a lot of people have had hard times with the VA, but I got to tell you, I have had the most incredible experience with the VA here in Manhattan. It has been, last Monday, not this last Monday, Monday before that, this accident happened. And I waited until Wednesday to go to the doctor. And we went to the emergency room. I believe it was Wednesday. May have been Tuesday night or Wednesday. We went to the emergency room. And they immediately, identified what was going on. They were overly helpful and friendly in the emergency room, even when the crazy stuff's going on in there. They they set up for me to get into the pre-bed on Friday, which they said they didn't have any appointments, but they pushed me in anyway. And then, the very next Tuesday, yesterday, they did the surgery. And when I got there, I didn't show anybody this, but I'm gonna post it. So I get there yesterday, and my good buddy, I kid you not, it was the most hilarious thing. We both had these gowns on, the little head gear and stuff, and Dave Bonji is, gosh, I don't know what he is now. He's like a super security supreme guy over at the United Nations, over all security in the United Nations. And he's a former Ranger. He was a colonel in the Rangers, was in Panama and all this stuff. And so he looks up, he goes, "What the hell are you doing here?" And so this is the picture that we got. So that's a SEAL and a Ranger showing up, as luck has it, the same time, same morning to get he had to get another type of operation, and I had mine, and so it was the most hilarious thing. We sat there just laughing the whole time. So they actually had me on a gurney. They had him walk, so he's walking next to me, and it looked like something out of a movie. These two guys with these pasts of FBI and SEAL and this illustrious career of Ranger. I mean, he's unbelievable, this guy, and UN and everything, and here we were in these little gowns with our rear ends sticking out, walking down the hallway. It was just terrible. So, funny thing. So anyway, get in there. The team was amazing. The way they worked was amazing. Everybody asking me over and over again what my name was, my social security number, what I was there for. And then the most incredible thing, we get into the operating room, and they told me this was going to happen, but it was really cool to see because I've seen this in law enforcement, although it doesn't happen enough in law enforcement. We get into the operating room. They get everything set up. We're just about ready for me to go under. And there was 3 doctors in there because it's a teaching hospital because they're associated with NYU. And the 3 doctors, everybody in the operating room came over and stood over the bed, every person that was working in there, and they had what's called the timeout. And so they have a timeout, and the doctor, the main guy, leans over me, and he says, "Can you tell me your name, your social security number, what today's date is, or when you were born? Can you tell me why you're here and where you're going to be operated on?" And so I went through all that with him, and he said, "Okay, anybody have any questions?" No questions. "Okay, timeout is over. Let's start." I thought that was the most amazing thing, simple thing, that was very standard operating procedure type thing that you would see in the military, and I just loved it. I felt so secure I didn't even give a second thought. I just went to sleep and woke up in severe pain. I was already in pain anyway, so but yeah, and from that point forward in the recovery room, it's just amazing. The guy who wheeled me down from the recovery room and took care of me down to where I get checked out was a giant of a man. Carl, he is a Navy veteran, amazing guy, and made everything easy for me to move around. And I'm not going to go into the other things that happened, but I'll tell you this is the second time this has happened to me, and this might be too much information, but you all need to be prepared for this. If you have major surgery, especially if you're a guy, they're going to make you try to go to the bathroom when you're through with this surgery. It's the hardest thing that I've ever had to try to do. You will stare at a plastic bottle for hours trying to go to the bathroom. And if you don't go to the bathroom, they're going to get it out of you anyway. So it's, I'll just leave it at that. That was not a pleasant experience, and I was wide awake for it. So probably too much information, but I want everybody to know as I go through this what to expect in case they have something like this. So the other thing was about the VA. The follow-up calls, everything, and people say this isn't typical, but this is the way it should be. The way it was running there is the way this should be. And if I had any, which I didn't affect me, but I can see a difference even in this VA. And of course, you have the medical staff that's trained, and then you have the administrative staff. And I would like to see, not just in the VA, but in all hospitals, but in the VA especially because you're working with veterans, I would like to see the administrative staff trained in a professional manner so that they think and they understand the way veterans think in the flow, because I think that is the breakdown in the VA from what I've heard and from what my experience was. I think that would be where the breakdown is. And the other thing is, listen, I know people go there, and I know that people have had bad experiences in the VA, but I sat in the emergency room and I saw several veterans come in and treat these people like dirt. Now that's another problem I got, is that if you're coming in there, if it's a terrible experience, you should be humble all the way through it. I mean, it's okay. You can be assertive. That's okay. But you should not be a dirtbag to these people. And I think that's a big problem. A lot of people, after they experience this over and over and over again, they don't care anymore. So it's really partly on our, we have to be that way as well. And we have to be cognizant of our behavior as well. We're representing the veterans, and these people are taking care of the veterans. So we should be coming in the middle and meeting together in a very fun and nice way. And that's the way it should be. Yeah, and as I was talked to Kitty Kelly earlier today, and almost everybody, they see the breakdown not so much in the medical side, but in the administrative side. And I think that's really where Secretary Shulkin and everybody else should start concentrating on, is that administrative side, and getting them streamlined, getting them to put a smile on their face, getting them to understand that that they're not just government workers. This is more. It's my first experience in the VA. So, and I'm going to have a bigger show on this, but that's what I really wanted to bring up. So let's go to the A block, and I just real quickly, because I'm already starting to get tired, and Rico's starting to whine, and I got to take my pain meds, and I want to talk real quick about this commercial that Apple did. So let's go ahead and go to the A block. Okay, so CNN does this commercial, and I think it's interesting that they use, sorry, I'm having to look down here at Rico because he's getting attached. He's whining and getting all over me down there. So I'm going to play this real quick, and then I'm going to follow it up with just a real simple statement, and then that'll be the show for tonight. But I want you to watch this, and there's a particular thing that you're going to see, I hope, after I point it out about this commercial, that is exactly the CNN could not have picked a better commercial to define the problem with fake news. And it's not what they think. All right, so let's go ahead and play it.
This is an apple. Some people might try to tell you that it's a banana.
Yeah.
They might scream banana, banana, banana over and over and over again.
Yep.
They might put banana in all caps. You might even start to believe that this is a banana.
Okay, so in other words, they're hitting on Trump right here. That's what this is about. This, to me, is probably one of the most disturbing things about the commercial, is that they are insulting the President of the United States. It's a news organization, right? And they always talk about President Trump being unprofessional. But I find this to be the most unprofessional thing in the world. This commercial is just ridiculously stupid. But again, it does point out something which I'm going to go into. But I want to point that out as well. They're always calling Trump childish and reactive. They're doing the same exact thing, which shows you exactly, President Trump has the cojones to do it. They insult him, and like all these leftists, they come out and do the exact same thing. It's a bunch of freaking... Anyway, let's go on.
But it's not. This is an apple.
Okay, so I'm going to play that one more time for you. Again, this is CNN's commercial.
This
Think about this.
is an apple. Some people might try to tell you that it's a banana. They might scream banana, banana, banana over and over and over again. They might put banana in all caps. You might even start to believe that this is a banana. But it's not. This is an apple.
Okay. Now, what did we learn about that? Did we learn about the difference between apples and bananas? Yeah, of course, we all already knew pretty much that that was not a banana. And they're talking about fake news is what they're talking about. But here's the way fake news actually works. They didn't tell you what kind of apple that was, right? They didn't tell you if that was a Fuji apple or a delicious red apple. They didn't explain the details of that apple. You see, that is where the experts that lie, like CNN, like, I call this show The Experts. We could have a show dedicated to CNN, and we could bring them on because they're the experts at propaganda and lying. You see, they want you to concentrate on and thinking that what Trump says is fake news and what the conservatives say is fake news, that it's a banana when it's really an apple. But let's be honest, folks, that's an overt lie that is hard to believe, because we're not stupid, and somebody says this is a banana and you look at it and go, no, that's an apple, you're a liar. The dangerous lie is when they show you that is an apple. I don't know what just happened. It looks like I may have lost my feed on Facebook. The dangerous problem is when they say that is an apple, but they're not telling you what kind of apple it is. You see, that's the dangerous part. I'm not sure if we just lost Facebook altogether. So, so Facebook stopped my, okay, let's go right back. Hold on one second, folks. Hold on. Yeah, we know what happened here. I'm just going to do this. Hold on. Hold on one second, folks. Facebook did this because of the commercial. All right, so here we are. We're back now. We'll just do it this way. Because Facebook, what they did was they killed the video because of the CNN commercial. So people will start to add again here. So I've got you on my iPad now, so it's a little bit different. But look, it's still on YouTube, and it's still on Twitter. So basically, here's what the deal is. And I'm going to repost this show. I'll post it 10 times if I have to, because it's going to be recorded on YouTube. But here's the deal. What they're trying to talk to you about, trying to say that Trump lies about this or that and uses Twitter, the reality is they're lying to you about the type of apple. So when they give you news, they're going to, it's going to be, the news is going to be disseminated in a way that they want. So they'll say, yes, this is an apple. We're not lying to you. It's not a banana. This is an apple. But the fact is that the facts about that apple are never given to you. And then they make up whatever they want. If you don't know what a red delicious apple is, they're going to tell you it's a Fuji apple. And you don't know the difference. So you're going to look at it and say, oh, I got it. It's an apple. Right? So that's the case. And that's the way, whether it be Facebook kicking people off for shows like this, whether it be CNN and the way they lie about their stuff, whether it be any of these other news agencies, the way they decipher information. It's not that their lies are going to be big and say this is an apple when it's really a banana, or it's a banana when it's really vice versa. It's the fact that they're going to say this is an apple or this is a news story, and then they're going to fiddle with the facts within that story. You see, that's the way this works. Anyway. So there we go. I must be hitting on something, because I know Facebook's going to say that they kicked me off because of the protected whatever it was. But that's a news commercial. That's on television, and it's fair game as far as I'm concerned. So I'm sure that that's why they kicked me off of there. So anyway, I'll talk about this again this week or next week, and I'll bring it up again because I think this is a perfect commercial to remind people of, even if I just put a picture up and I'll read it. We'll do it that way. And I think that's about it. So anyway, I just want to give everybody an update, and I want you to concentrate on that important commercial that Apple gave out, and you guys can share that far and wide. It's not, the lie is not whether it's a banana or an apple. It's what kind of apple it is. And that's where the news agencies skew the truth. All right? Let's go to the Truth Zone. I'm sweating like crazy. Now, you're not going to hear the music and all that stuff here on Facebook, but on Twitter and YouTube you will. So just remember this. Even if I have to see how I reacted, even though I'm like broken down here and Rico stressed me out and Facebook is bumping me off, I don't let it stop me. I just keep driving forward. Because here's the deal, folks. I'm so glad that Apple did that commercial, because it is the perfect example of where these lies exist and how they're going to try and pull one over on you with another lie. One good thing about being injured like this is the fact that I can sit here and flip through some of these TV channels while I'm on pain meds, and I can see stuff in a different light. I'm not going to lie to you. So, listen, I just want to say, before I go, I want to say thank you to everybody for all the support. I can't thank you enough. And I'm going to start, while I got some time, you know, I got to get these books ready. Do a speaking tour now, I hope, with my leg all jacked up, but I'm doing it nonetheless. Make sure that you're telling everybody about this book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival. We need to get that word out. It goes up and down, the number of books, or the ranking on the Amazon bestseller list. But everybody needs to go out. It's not a huge book. It's not expensive. You can get it for $11 right now on Amazon. Go out and buy one for every person that you know and get it to them. There's important stuff in here that everybody needs to read so they can know how to truly protect themselves. Don't forget about the GoFundMe page to help support this show. And don't forget about the CQRF, how it really is up to all of us to take care of each other and to make sure we stand together. I've seen it. I've felt it over the past week, and I can't thank everybody enough for that. So, sorry on Facebook that we got kicked off. It is what it is. I love everybody on Twitter except for the trolls, and on YouTube. God bless you all. I'm Jonathan Gillum. I'm not even going to ride this out. I got to get some pain meds in me. Old Rico's over there asleep. Now he is. Stressed dog. Remember, even when I'm broken, this face, if you see it, the truth has arrived. And wherever the CQRF is, unity has arrived and strength. I'm glad I did this show. All right. Thank you all for all that you've done in support, and God bless all those who have the chronic pain, and anybody else who's having a major surgery or anything coming up. Don't be afraid to let us know. Trust me, it feels good when people support you. All right? It feels good. You're never alone. You're never alone. How do I know that? Because I am truth, and I will not sway from the truth. Oh, I forgot to say this. See you later, Matt Lauer. The leftists, they're killing themselves. I love it. All right. Peace out. Rico says goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm going to be on Sean Hannity's radio show tomorrow about 5 o'clock with Geraldo. I do the weekly thing. I'm not going to miss that. But I'm going to be calling in. I don't think I'll be in studio. Love you. We are going to do the Friday Night Toast as well. I'm Jonathan Gillum. This is The Experts. The truth has arrived. How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it.